everyone, I'm Deb and welcome back to my channel, Retirement Sense, where every penny counts. Today I'm going to be going over 10 habits I need to stop or improve upon to better my life into retirement. So we're going to start with number 1, catching up with YouTube at night. If I happen to have a busy day and I don't have the opportunity to tune in to my favorite YouTubers, then if they happen to have posted, I will catch up on all of the stuff that I haven't got a chance to watch when I go to bed, which is a horrible habit to have. So that is something that I would really love to stop doing once I enter into retirement this fall. The second one is in coordination with the first one, and that's doom scrolling or time on my phone. I think all of us are guilty of probably spending too much time on our phones. They just seem to have started to control our worlds, and the amount of blue light or whatever light that we're getting that affects our stimulated brain, dopamine hit, and all that stuff that affects our lives, our sleep, our ability to do things alone. I mean, I was born in the 60s. I grew up in the 80s. We would get on our bikes on a Saturday morning and we would not return till supper time. Our parents would call on the phone to the neighbors and say, "Have you seen the kids? Yeah, they were here for lunch. Okay, thanks. Let me know if you see them again." And there was no cell phone. There was no tracking. There was no, I'm sure our parents worried about us, but there was none of that. There was absolute, utter freedom. And now we are prisoners of electronic devices. So that is one thing that I would love to stop moving into retirement. It would probably shock you to see how much time I can be guilty of doom scrolling. And, if you happen to be someone that has been embarrassed by how much time you've spent on your phone, please leave a skeleton emoji, a skeleton head emoji down in the description box down below. So my third habit I would love to stop or do a lot less of is have a good nighttime routine. I think not having a good established nighttime routine kind of plays and wreaks a lot of havoc when it comes to watching my videos and catching up on YouTube at night and the doom scrolling on time on my phone. I know that they really recommend that you do things and have a nighttime routine that kind of prepare your body for bed and for sleep. And that would be probably maybe an hour before you go to sleep, having a nighttime sleepy tea or a beam dream or melatonin or whatever it is that you would find that would be conducive to helping you get to sleep. I know for myself, not being able to get to sleep is just not being able to turn my mind off, scroll through the day, worry or think about things that are going to be happening the next day or later on in the week. My brain is so preoccupied and so in overdrive, and I really think that establishing a good nighttime routine would help alleviate that and help me have a much better night's sleep. Which leads me in to number 4 of what I would like to improve going into retirement, and that is how much poor quality sleep I actually have. Because I don't have a nighttime routine where I would have maybe a sleepy drink, do my skincare routine, brush my teeth and go through all my dental routine, I've been guilty of going to bed and not washing my face or brushing my teeth. And really, I know my dentist loves me, but that's gotta stop. So Poor quality sleep. My averaging sleep a night is 3 to 5 hours. And not only is it so unhealthy not to get good quality sleep, but it's incredibly, it really seriously affects your longevity, especially going into retirement and being at my age, not having more than 5 hours of sleep a night. So that is another thing I would really love to improve going into retirement. Number 5 is relying on my phone for everything. My phone has become my personal assistant. And, modern technology is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something I would definitely love to reduce. I used to have a little booklet in my purse. Now I hardly even carry a purse anymore because there's just so many things that you don't need to have with you and that aren't necessary. But I used to have a little calendar booklet, and I would write in all of my friends' names and family's names and all of their phone numbers, all of my appointments coming up, all the contact information. And I would really love to get back to tracking my life or keeping track of my life with just a little address book from the dollar store. Instead of putting I put all of my appointments in my phone, I have them give me a reminder text an hour before I'm supposed to go and a half an hour before I'm supposed to go. And I'm going into retirement. I'm going to have time to remember to do these things and not need to have reminders. So that is something that I really, really need to improve and start doing, is relying so much on my phone. The next or sixth thing that I need to improve upon into my retirement is my sedentary time and being more active. With having winter 6 months of the year, and it's the middle of April here, it's not getting much above 0 degrees Celsius. It's still incredibly cold and going down into the minuses at night. It is, with such a long hibernation period, I have become so sedentary between my car accident and all of my other health issues and chronic pain. Me being able to get out for a walk, do exercises, like I do like to do some exercises on YouTube and do yoga with Adriene and fabulous 50s with arm exercises. But I have lost so much strength and so much, it contributes to the potential of developing type 2 diabetes and your A1C being higher, your cortisol being higher, and all of the things that contribute to an unhealthy life and lifestyle, not what you want to be aiming for approaching retirement. So I really need to bite the bullet. No pain, no gain. All of those sayings that they have recommended to you as you grow up through life, is that I need to stop with the sedentary time and focus on exercise, movement, and weight training. And we are turned the record button on and awoken the cats. I don't know what it is about, but hopefully you love them as much as I do. Now, on to number 7, and that would be finishing projects that I start. I don't know. I feel like everybody has an ADHD brain and is suffering from just being able to focus, being able to finish projects that they start. I am so guilty of starting the laundry, washing it, drying it, and then it sits on a pile on the chair and never gets folded and never gets put away. Or what are some other projects that I may start? Painting or decorating or a DIY, organizing, decluttering, all of the things I am just horrible at starting and finishing. If you really struggle with projects that you start and don't finish, let me know what kind of projects that you have left to be done and see if you can empathize with my situation as well. And number 8 would be, in coordination with not finishing projects I start, stop the clutter and be more organized. Finish the projects that I start. The clutter in my life since, I don't know what has happened to me in the last, I feel like since 2018, for almost a decade, I have just become, and I mean, I'm really big on secondhand and used, and almost everything in my apartment is something that I have purchased secondhand, but it's just gotten so out of control. If I happen to go, there is always something. The amount of clothes that I have, I could never wear in a lifetime, let alone in a week or a month. So I have so many things. My kitchen stuff, like I'm a baker and a cook, and my channel before this was gluten and dairy-free baking. So I have so much bakeware and ovenware and kitchen gadgets, and I have 2 big pantry cabinets in my tiny little kitchen that I can't even fit a table and chairs in, that is plastered full of stuff. And you know what? There's been so many times that I haven't opened some of the doors on these cabinets that I don't even remember what's in there. So I have such a huge goal to declutter. And have you found that when you have got more time in your hands, you seem to be more prone to collecting more clothes and stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you and see if you have just because it's secondhand and just because it's inexpensive doesn't mean you need to buy it. It's still a waste of money. And at a time when I'm on a fixed income, is not the time to be collecting stuff. Number 9 on my list is something that I always grew up with. My mom always had a laundry day. There was always a day that was designated to do all of the laundry and change all of the beds. It was just something that you knew. It was a process. You were a part of it. You helped mom change out the washers and the dryers. And every night after supper, my mom would iron all of our clothes. She would stand from about 6 to 8 or 9 p.m. in front of the TV as we gathered and watched our 2 channels with no cable TV. Maybe it was Hockey Night in Canada, or I don't even know what shows were even on in the evening. I remember watching a movie series like The Thornbirds and absolutely loved that. So yeah, my mom religiously would iron a couple hours every night. And is ironing even a thing anymore? I find myself putting a damp dryer sheet in the dryer and steaming my clothes so that I don't have to iron them. I mean, ironing has definitely, I feel, kind of been a lost skill, and it's just such an excellent skill if you happen to be going out to have clean, crisp, tidy clothes. So let's get back to that. And number 10 on my habits that I would like to improve is have a dedicated cleaning day. I don't know, like I know with having cats, sweeping and kind of vacuuming is something that needs to be done on a regular basis because there's just so much hair. But having a dedicated cleaning day would just relieve so much pressure when it comes to just feeling like, I don't know, I just feel like nothing is ever clean. It's like as soon as you clean your house, it's like right back to being dirty. It's kind of like when you clean your cat's kitty litter. As soon as it's clean, they've got to go have a big dump in it. So I feel like having a dedicated cleaning day, like I know when I was growing up, I knew that every Saturday was my designated cleaning day where I was responsible for vacuuming, dusting, wiping off in our living room and in our den and in our kitchen. It was like sweep, Swiffer, or mop, before there was a Swiffer. Vacuum, dust, wipe everything down. And it was known that I wasn't able to go play with my friends or go out and play until all of my cleaning was done. So I was highly motivated as a child to get all of my cleaning done and to get up early on a Saturday morning and finish all of my chores so that I could have the rest of the day play and be outside in all kinds of fresh air. So those are the 10 habits I would like to improve upon or stop to improve my quality of life going into my retirement. If you have any habits that you would love to improve or that you would like to stop or start, please leave them in the description box down below. And I will be sure to link my video on how I actually feel about retirement in the cards or in the description box down below. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I really appreciate your viewership and everyone who's here and everyone that's out there that is supporting me through my transition into early retirement. I appreciate you all. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.